Tell you, if you follow the money, you'll find your suspect. Just follow the money trail. Just follow it around, and somewhere it'll lead you back to where you go. And I think that's what Jesus is saying here is just look at a person's life. What is it that drives them, motivates them, and what is it they really get up out of bed and do? You know, what is the core existence of their life? And there you'll find their treasure. And where their treasure is, their time, their talent, and their resources are also being poured in because that's what they value. That's what they find important. And so as believers in this world, let me back off and be a little kinder to you, okay? We live in this world. We see this world. It is very real to us. We have bills that are due every month. We purchase things and we give them to someone, and we see the joy that it gives a grandchild or a son or a daughter or whoever it is, and we give a gift. And so we're very earthly connected. We see it. But somewhere preachers preach these kind of messages that one of these days we'll stand before God and we'll give an account of our time. This is not about where did I place my faith. I mean, we place our faith in Christ. Wonderful. Hallelujah. You're going to spend eternity with him. But there's a bigger picture that I think believers miss, is that not only will I step into eternity, but Jesus is going to look me square in the eyes and say, what did you do with your life for me? And unfortunately, most of what we do is very self-serving. Oftentimes, let's be honest, even in ministry. It's things we enjoy. It's hobbies we have. And say, okay, if I got a hobby and I can use it for Jesus, then that's a win-win. That's a plus. I mean, I like it anyway. I like to paint. So, I just get high on the fumes. So I'll paint every time they have a painting party. I'm not trying to be hard. I'm trying to tell you that just as sure as you are sitting here, one of these days, your Father's going to say, what did you do with your life? And we want to be able to say, I did my best. God has not called any of us to win them all. And I understand the Bible has a passage that says, if we don't work, we don't what? Eat. Most of us are not missing many meals. Right? We're not hungry in America. We're not starving. We're working. But we miss the purpose of why God gave us that job. Somewhere we've gotten off track. And we believe that we had this career path. And we were going to climb that ladder. And we pat ourselves on the back and look at what I've accomplished and look at what I've done. And what we miss is that God has authorized and ordained every step of our life to put us in this position so that he could use our lives even greater. Every promotion that you've ever been given, where you were given more responsibility, is so that you could shine your light even bigger. Every time more resources have come into your life and God has given you an increase in your salary or your pay, is so that you could help advance his kingdom. You see, God cares about people who are dying and going to hell, whether we do or not. He cares. And we are the workforce. We're the army. We're the foot soldiers. And we, as a collective group at Rock Point, are going to have to give an account. What did y'all do? I gave you a $1.2 million campus. What did you do with it? Well, we met every Sunday and shook each other's hands and sang a few songs, and he preached at us and we went home. Or is there more? You see, I'm fired up. Here's our assignment. I don't have the answer. We're going to do something if it's wrong. If I have to stand on the roof and sing a cappella to get them to come in. If Gary's got to juggle raccoons. People are going to hell, guys. And we have got to get out there and warn them and tell them that there is a God who loves them. And we've got to get clever. We've got to use the brains that God has given us. We've got to use the intelligence and use the assets that he has given us. And we've got to figure this thing out. And so here's the assignment. For the next 30 days. You say, I don't have the plan. I don't know the plan yet. But I'm asking you, would you be willing to join with us as a church family in the last half of 2017, once we figure out what our strategy is? Would you be willing to say, I'd like to be a part of it? I'd like to join in. I'll help. This chain represents lost people. You notice this chain. What do you notice about this chain? All different what? All different colors. There's all kinds of people in our world, isn't there? All kinds of people. This just represents the people that are lost within 300 foot of this building. There's lost people back in that business behind us. There's lost people in these apartments right over here. There's lost people in the apartments right over here. There's lost people in the homes right down this street. There could very well be 500 people headed to hell right now within 300 feet of this building. And what have we done about it? I'm not trying to be mean. I want us to stand before God someday and said, we did the best we could. So how do we win all these people? Well, some of you would say, well, we pay you full time, dude. Go do your job. I got to go to work in the morning. Here's the reality. God didn't call me to do that. That's not the role of the pastor. Look it up in the Bible. My role is to teach and prepare the disciples to go out and do the job. But I'm not going to do you that way, because that's just not me. So I'm going to help. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break this thing apart. Jeff, I want you to come and play something. And I'm going to break this chain into pieces. Because the best way to eat an elephant, they tell me, is one bite at a time. Right? Tennessee hadn't been able to do it in years, but maybe. Sorry, Rod. But how do we go out and win all these people? How do we go out and win these people? What if everybody said, you know what? I'll take a link. I'll take some of this responsibility. I can't do the whole thing, but I'll be a part. I'll help. I'll do what I can. If we decide we're going to go out and take baked goods to people and tell them about Jesus, then I can bake the goods. Maybe I can't bake the goods, but then I can knock on the door and hand out a cupcake all day long. Maybe I can't knock on the door. I'm a little embarrassed. And I can't bake, but I can drive pretty good. I'll be glad to chauffeur you up and down the streets. You say, so it's going to be a baked good ministry? I don't know. Because we got to do something. There's so many stories Jesus tells about the servants who did nothing, about the one who buried their talents over and over and over. Jesus spent his life telling, I've given you reasons. Go do something. I thought about just letting you all go do your own thing this week. But I really believe what's best for our church is to submit ideas and pray. And let's come up with one thing during the second half of this year that we all say, yes, that's our thing as a church family. And we're going to do the best we can. So that when we close the books on 2017, we can say, Lord, as a church family, we tried this approach. We thought it was clever. We thought it was shrewd. That's my new word. I'm going to look at the leadership team and say, is that a shrewd idea or not? If it ain't shrewd, throw it out. I want shrewd thinkers. I want clever thinkers. I want out-of-the-box ideas. Don't bring me something that they did 50 years ago. Don't tell me let's print up fans like they did in the funeral home. Old idea. Think something new. Technology, you young people. Help us old people understand how to use it. Train me on apps that are available that we can take the gospel out there. Bring your ideas into the Lord's work. And let's do something. Wouldn't that be cool? For us to have a plan. And oh yeah, you might have to give up a Thursday night. We might be out here doing something. We might build a room for somebody. Who knows what we may do? Or we may just all climb on the roof and sing Amazing Grace. Wouldn't that be cool? I don't know if it'd be cool or not. I think it'd be cool. You say, will that draw a crowd? Does it make some sense? So I'm going to break the chain apart. You don't have to take one. Let me go one step further. Don't take one out of shame. Don't take one out of guilt. Take one because you truly understand one of these days you're going to give an account. And that you want to be able to say, God, I did my best. So I'm going to start with Lisa. Nobody look at what Lisa does. It's not about what Lisa does or not. So the best thing to do, put it up. Maybe jiggle it around a little bit. Act like you did something. Whether you did or didn't, that's fine. Hand it to someone else. Because, guys, we're not here to judge one another. You can take more than one, but make sure that there's enough for everybody. There's 120 here, so I'm going to start a chain right here with Nancy, and you pass it back to Daniel, Sam, and Maddie. I'm going to start a chain right here. And again, you take one if you want one. You don't have to. Jeff, could you lead us through something as we pray about lost people and what God would have us or have us not do?
This is the air I breathe. This is the air I breathe. Your holy presence living in me. This is my daily bread. This is my daily bread. Your very word spoken to me, and I'm desperate for you. This is the air I breathe. This is the air I breathe. Your holy presence living in me. This is my daily bread. This is my daily bread. Your very word spoken to me, and I'm desperate for you.
we could do as a church family, write it on notebook paper, text it, email it, call me. You say, does that guarantee we'll do it? No. We're going to get a whole bunch of ideas. And we're going to look at these ideas. I'll tell you guys, I don't have the idea. I don't know what. But I think God wants to use this church family this fall in a shrewd way. I don't know this, but I'm convinced the answer is here. So as you pray about this, if you have an idea, the crazier, I start saying, it can't get too crazy. It might. It might. Let me know. Why are we doing this? Tell me why we're doing it. Why are we doing this? For the kingdom. These people lost. Our Father loved this world so much, according to John 3:16, that he gave his only son, so that the world would have eternal life. And the reason we're here today, guys, is to carry forth that message and to keep proclaiming it. Sure. Absolutely. 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 It's true. Yep. You're right. True. Very true. Yep. Yep. We are blessed. We are. You know, just to add to that, we're never going to love the world until we learn to love each other. You say, are people fighting in the church? Not that I know of. But we have people in the church who can use some help right now. We got people in the church who can use encouragement. We got people in the church who could use a helping hand. Guys, we've got to get out of our own world long enough to understand what we've been called to do. And I'm telling you, this message, it shook my little foundation, my world this week. It shook my boots. I've got to rethink this thing. See, I can remember a day, I'll say this real quick, I can remember a day when there was a pastor who said he would preach from the rooftop if they could get 200 in Sunday school. And I can remember the righteous folk ridiculing him, saying that's just a gimmick. We shouldn't use gimmicks. And then I read this story. And Jesus said, I admire that shrewd guy. Whatever you got to do, the Bible says go out to the highways and the hedges and compel them to come in. What do you got to do? Maybe you don't have to climb up on the roof, but maybe go, if you'd come to church, I'll wash your car. I'll cut your grass. I'll buy you lunch. I'll pay you $100. He said, that's crazy. That's shrewd, isn't it? Invite somebody this week. Say, would you come go to church with me? And they go, no. What if I gave you a $100 bill? He said, that's a lot of money. What if they found Jesus? How do you put a price on that? Now, I'm not telling nobody to do that. I'm saying we got to go and talk to these people. Tell them about Jesus. You sure can, brother.